Open your eyes, close your ears. Close your ears, open your eyes. Listen to the words you see. You are blind to what you hear. Listen to the words you see. Do not fear the truth beneath. Reach for roots beneath the trees. Listen to the words you seek. Don't listen to a word they say. Do not listen to a word you've heard. Do not listen to a word you've heard. People are people. We live for our own. Live how you think, not by what you've been told.
I've been a fool, oh I've been a fool, walking the line with both of my eyes shut.
Okay, my definition personally of equality, I guess it derives back to the root word equal. In a sense, it gives you a sense of stability and a level playing field for all people regardless of social status or financial status or gender, race, anything that involves that separates one person from another. That's my definition of equality.
This world is full of strangers, this world is full of hypocrites, and scratching for the winnings. At least I am one too.
My definition of equality, I'd have to say that my definition of equality is understanding. Because equality is an idealistic term, you have to understand that if we are understood that we have differences, then we can be equal. Does that make sense?
Don't listen to a word you've heard. Don't listen to a word you've heard. Don't listen to a word you've heard. Don't listen to a word you've heard.
Is a word that you said. Close your eyes towards reality.
The flag waves up above you for liberty and freedom,
Close your soul to the voice.
and fighting for your nation, killing a wife, daughter's husband, son. And you're told you're being attacked by terrorist invasions, but over and over and over again, it is you who points the gun. Hey.
My definition of equality is yeah, give me a second. I didn't think of this that far.
Equality means that everyone gets the same opportunity and there's no differences in stuff for everyone based on the way they look or their religious. Yeah. Oh, can we redo that again?
Alright, my definition of equality is having the same rights and opportunities as for everyone, no matter your race, sex, nationality, anything like that. Okay.
When I think about my personal definition of equality,
unfortunately, this is
I usually hear about things that can be legislated.
Equal.
My personal definition of equality is the first thing I would keep there and manage to take out things to have the chance to sign against everything.
We can treat it the way we met from time we see.
It's a male dominant.
I would say that their dream has still not been fully realized, and that although generally speaking, specifically here in America, there is racial acceptance and ethnic acceptance. Statistically speaking, African Americans are not getting the same amount of high esteemed jobs. They're not making the same amount of money. They don't have the same social status as their white counterparts. And so although there have been major, immense changes that have happened in the society, we still not have reached complete and utter equality.
To what extent have we achieved equality post-emancipation African Americans? When I think of that question, I think of my great-grandma who's still alive, and even though she's kind of senile a little bit now, she still has a good enough memory to recall what she wanted. And I don't think that she's pleased or satisfied, but that's not something that I think would be got or had. by equality amidst races. It's more of the inequality of self. So I think there's a lot more power that needs to be put towards social change, not so much civil change or law documents or anything like that, but the quality of being a person.
The term and idea of equality is very pure and idealistic. It is very necessary and it's very encouraging, but it will take an extreme amount of work and change in the hearts and minds of each and every person. Equality in the literal sense would mean that every single, when you think of man, you also think of woman. When you think of someone who's paid a lot, you would think of someone who's paid less. And I think that that's something that's hard to grasp, and I think that it's something that a lot of people truly don't want, equality in every sense of the word. Should that change the definition? No, but I think that we should be careful when we use the word equality, so that when we talk about things like women's rights, do we mean women's rights and equality for women only in the workforce? Or do we mean also in the home and also in the streets and when we're talking to our family and friends? And so I think that the term equality is very necessary, the ideal sense of the term, but I think that when we use it in everyday speech, we have to be very careful what we mean when we say it.
The question was, how attainable is the concept of equality? Does that change the definition? Well, you have to understand that the term equality is an idealistic term. So for it to be attainable in a realistic sense in the real world is very unlikely. First of all, you have to understand that equality means that everybody, regardless of race, gender, or anything that separates you from another person, has to be diminished. And if that's diminished, then the availability for competition is also diminished. And competition is an internal characteristics of a human being. So once you take away the internal characteristics of a human being, you take away the sense of that person. So whether or not equality or inequality is based on prejudices that are at the forefront of someone's mental capacity, or whether it's subliminal, is irrelevant, because equality in itself is an idealistic term derived to create a euphoric sense within the population. So yes, it does alter the definition of equality.